Most startups don't fail because of bad code, or poor engineering, or even a lack of funding. They fail because they spend months, sometimes years, building what the source material calls a graveyard of features. Features that literally nobody asked for. What if you could flip that entire script, go from zero to a validated, working software prototype in under 20 minutes, guaranteed?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we are exploring a workflow for the modern builder, for anyone who is just tired of guessing.
We're talking about a way to transform the startup success rate from, that 10% gamble to something more like a 70% probability. And we're going to unpack a really efficient 3-step workflow. It's validation, AI analysis, and something called vibe coding.
And we're going to show you exactly how to do this, how to ask the golden question to strangers who would actually pay, then use AI to find their hidden needs, and finally, built a custom app using just plain English. Okay, let's unpack this. The traditional process, it's just broken. Entrepreneurs almost always start with the solution. They get an idea like, I'm going to build a better calendar app. And then they spend 6 months, thousands of dollars building it, only to launch to crickets.
It's the build it and they will come delusion.
Yeah.
We all kind of fall for it. And you burn so much time, so much money, and you end up with maybe 3 sales. And let's be honest, 2 of them are from your mom. The biggest risk in 2026 isn't a buggy product. It's market irrelevance.
Building a beautiful solution to a problem nobody has.
Or at least a problem nobody's willing to pay to solve.
So this pain before product framework, it's about changing your thinking entirely. The source material says to think of your business like a pharmacy.
Exactly. You have to sell painkillers. Things that solve acute, urgent problems that people will pay a premium to make go away right now. You have to avoid selling vitamins. Those are the nice-to-have features that are easy to say no to.
So why is being a detective better than being an artist?
Stop hoping someone likes your work. Solve painful problems people will pay to stop. Okay, so step 1 is market validation. And the first mistake, the one almost everyone makes, is asking their friends and family.
Oh, that's a classic.
It's the worst thing you can do. They will lie to protect your feelings. They'll say, oh, I love it. And you walk away with this completely false confidence.
You need the cold, hard truth from strangers. Strangers with money who actually have the problem you're trying to solve. And tools like PickFu are mentioned. You can get really specific with the targeting there.
Yeah, you can poll, say, 100 small business owners in the U.S. with a certain revenue. You're not guessing. You're talking to your exact potential customer.
But the question itself is everything, right? You can't just ask, would you use this?
Never. Because people always say yes to free theoretical stuff.
The source provides this template called the golden question. It's, what one website feature does your business need the most right now that you would be willing to pay for?
Every word in there is doing heavy lifting. One feature forces them to pick their single biggest headache.
And right now confirms urgency. Is this a burning fire or just a someday wish?
And then the killer phrase, willing to pay for. That's the ultimate filter. Commitment is expensive. Interest is cheap.
You know, I have to admit, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself, especially with these kinds of validation questions. It's genuinely harder than it looks to get that crisp and unbiased.
It is, and that's why you have to avoid the big mistakes.
Yeah.
Like polling the wrong people. If you're building for plumbers, don't poll everyone.
Right.
And having vague options. Your features have to solve specific technical problems a customer actually understands.
What is the fastest way to filter real demand from mere interest?
Money is the filter. Ask if they would pay to make the problem stop right now.
Okay, so now we're at step 2. You've got your poll results. But the percentages, they're only half the story. The real gold is in the written feedback.
The why. That's what you need. And this is where AI just changes the game entirely. You take all those written comments, you dump them into something like ChatGPT with a structured prompt, and you basically ask the AI to act like your market strategist.
And you're looking for specific things.
Yeah, the prompt focuses it on 4 areas. 1, which option is the strongest painkiller? 2, what are the objections or concerns people have? 3, what do they expect for free versus what they'd pay a premium for? And 4, any weird patterns that reveal deeper insights.
Looking at the example from the source, the insights are pretty stark. Appointment booking, for instance.
Right. The willingness to pay for that was really high. And the AI analysis showed why. It's because time savings are quantifiable. An hour saved a day is real money. It's a clear painkiller.
And then you compare that to, say, contact forms.
A lot of people wanted them, but the comments reveal they're seen as low value. They're expected to be free, just part of the website package.
If you just looked at the percentages, you might think it's a great product idea.
And you'd build something with zero pricing power, a total dead end.
What about the AI chatbots? That was interesting.
Yeah, the perception there is that they're really difficult and expensive to set up. So even if the urgency isn't as high for everyone, that perceived difficulty creates a willingness to pay a premium.
So how does the written feedback change the product strategy?
It reveals the why, which guides pricing, positioning, and what should be a premium feature.
This is where it all comes together. A few years ago, building a custom booking widget. That's $5,000, $10,000, weeks of work. Today, the source says a working prototype was built in 18 minutes.
18 minutes. That's the era of vibe coding. We're talking about tools like Mocha, which are basically ChatGPT for full-stack software development.
And when we say vibe coding, we mean you generate a full working app front-end, database, everything, just from a plain English description.
That's it. You just describe what you want.
Oh, just hang on. Imagine scaling that. You could test 10 different working ideas in a single day.
That's the compounding advantage. It just collapses the cost of being wrong.
But it's not magic, right? You still have to guide the tool.
Absolutely. You use ChatGPT again to write a perfect meta prompt for the vibe coding tool. You feed it all the insights from your analysis to make sure the final product matches what people said they'd pay for. And then comes the game changer, the final step, niching down.
So stop trying to build for all small businesses.
Yes. Because focus is speed. It's so much easier to market to a tight community. They talk to each other. Word of mouth actually works.
So instead of a generic booking tool, they niched down to dog grooming.
Exactly. You can find dog groomers in specific forums and groups. And they have recurring appointments, which means high customer lifetime value, LTV. So you can tailor the prototype, add fields for pet name, breed, size, things that make it indispensable for that specific business.
And the final product, in 18 minutes, was a fully functional, mobile-ready widget that was ready to pitch to a client the next day. So why is niching the critical step before generating the final product?
Niche focuses the use case, simplifies marketing, and enables better word-of-mouth growth.
This whole approach leverages what's called the compounding advantage. You can test dozens of ideas in the time it used to take to build just one. Your financial risk just plummets.
Yeah, the math is pretty wild. Traditional development. Let's say a 10% success rate, and it costs $20K to build. That's an expected loss of $18,000.
Ouch.
The new way. Maybe you spend $200 on validation and a prototype, and you're aiming for a 70% success rate because you already know people want it. You're in positive territory from day one.
And the cool stack is simple. One tool for validation, one for analysis, one for building. But the real system is the mindset, right? The tools will change.
Always. Let's just quickly hit the top mistakes to avoid. Asking the wrong question, like, would you use this?
Polling the wrong people, like friends and family.
And trying to help everyone.
The Walmart in Germany example comes to mind. A massive company failing because they applied a generic model to a specific market without validating it.
The critical insight for anyone listening is this. The only risk you should truly fear in 2026 is building something nobody wants.
So the question for you, the listener, is simple. Are you going to keep guessing, or are you going to start asking?
And consider how this could apply outside of software. Could you use this golden question framework to validate a job change, a big personal investment, even a new hobby? Look for the painful problem before you commit to the solution.
That was our deep dive into the 20-minute product pathway. Thank you for diving deep with us.